Everyone,
Welcome.
it's a bit of a mess at the moment here. We are back. Hello, everyone, again. Welcome to the ECC Division 1 playoffs. FT Academy taking on Astro Zenith. We just saw Astro Zenith on the stream. Well, I did. Muzz is going to be joining me for this one. Astro Zenith, they did win the previous series. Slightly dubious circumstances. Were able to pull through in the end. How are you looking forward to this one?
No, super excited. Yeah, Fort Templar Academy obviously making such a decent run through this winners bracket, having beaten Lost Wind, and as you said, taken on Nameless Paradox as well. So now we're going to see them taking on Astro Zenith, who just beat out Irrelevant Esports. Another best of 7 here, Blue Wolf. Such a decent long evening of Rocket League, of course. So let's see how it goes. Of course, this is a winners bracket final, so one of these teams will go through to tomorrow's Division 1 Grand Final and obviously have the best chance of being promoted and winning some very nice prizes.
Yeah, let's get this one started. Fort Templar Academy taking on Astro Zenith. It is the seeding round, so probably the least important game to win, but you still want to win it. You still want to get a good seed, set yourself up as well as possible for Championship Sunday, as we are getting live into this one. I'm going to back Astro Zenith for the victory here, considering I saw them win just before this game. Are you going to side with Fort Templar, or are you going to stick with Astro Zenith like me?
Yeah, no, sure. Let's go for Fort Templar Academy, and they've both won. And looking earlier at the previous fixtures, Fort Templar beat Lost Wind much more convincingly than what Astro Zenith did over Godalion's Divinity. So, let's see. I think FA Academy, they can definitely, FT Academy can definitely, if they concede less games, then we'll see what happens. But Astro Zenith do look strong as well, Blue Wolf. So we'll have to see. Best of 7 to decide it all.
Yeah, we are into this one. Well, and truly now, we've had 3 shots come through from Fort Templar Academy. Astro Zenith did have an incredibly slow start in the last series. It's to be the same here as Fort Templar. They're setting the pace, and they might actually concede early, despite the chances coming their way, thick and fast at the very start. Fort Templar on the ropes there almost. Thankfully, they're able to make the save. They're able to go down the other end, and it's going to be DRZ to slide home the first goal.
Yeah, very nice early goal there already coming out for the Fort Templar Academy. Well, so far things are leaning more towards my side, Blue Wolf. I'm not going to complain about that, but of course we've only had about 1 minute elapsed of regulation time, so I'm not going to try to be too overconfident just yet.
You're not going to rub it in yet, and you might just have me beaten here. Well, my Astro Zenith side almost did me proud there, almost found a quick equaliser. D-Lynch, an expert save, and every time I cast D-Lynch I say, Moz, that he's either completely invisible or he's absolutely amazing. I wonder which one we will be seeing throughout this series. That early save might start to tip the scales in favour of amazing. Still plenty of time left for him and for Astro Zenith to get something going in this series. D-Lynch with another expert save. He's turning into a bit of a monster at the back here early doors, Moz.
Yeah, I mean, those quiet players, they're either going to step up every now and again and it's very crucial, or, they're just kind of instrumental throughout. So let's see what D-Lynch can do. Maybe he's kind of those, every once in a while players that are going to do something very crucial and instrumental. They just kind of a nice pass at the third man. They get back to make sure the passes are clean to the rest of the team and they can just push the ball forward. I mean, so far we do have Fort Templar Academy in the lead and they're holding on to this lead, for quite some. But Astro not able to get the ball as convincingly past the halfway line as they do need to. You can see a DRZ as well pushing it up front with the instinct though. Nice kind of counter, but so far definitely is in the hands of Fort Templar.
Yeah, Fort Templar with control, but they've let that control slip right through their fingers. Bobo has found a goal back, seeing things tied up. Where was the Fort Templar defence? That's a very good question. Absolutely nowhere. There's D-Lynch, or OLS, sorry, trying to scramble back, but that was too little too late. They conceded.
Yeah, too little too late. OLS trying to scramble there on the defense, and of course Bobo set up nice and comfortably in that midfield just to get it here as well. Bobo again trying to get that second touch, isn't able to bring it down past that crossbar. Alright, so it's we got a 1-all on our hands so far. Obviously a nice long best of 7 matchup. In a game you said maybe doesn't count that much, but of course the winner is going through to a grand final, so that's kind of important.
I'd say, yeah, grand finals tend to be quite important.
Yes, sir. Oh no, pinch there for instinct. Oh, D-Lynch as well with a beautiful whiff.
Whiffs are a beautiful art form, one that hopefully these players in the server will perfect. Of course, it's Division 1, second highest division we have, just the Vortex above it, so these are not quite the cream of the crop, but cream of the rest of the crop that isn't, you know, the cream of the crop. If any of that makes any sense. This game is a bit pity at the moment, teams just hitting the ball back and forward, not really a whole lot of chance creation coming through. Just waiting for one of them to sort of get the upper hand. Fort Templar Academy definitely had it early doors, but it doesn't feel like Lake and the Astro Zenith side have really taken control. It's more just switched to a 50-50 kind of game.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely, no one is holding too much of the position on either side. I mean, we're all going to see Astro in a better position there to take a shot on, but they really get kind of pushed back by the Fort Templar. So DRZ is there, kept out. Bobo with a decent save. Maybe an overtime coming out here, Blue Wolf. I wouldn't be surprised here when we look at the gameplay. It's very kind of methodical and just, you know, not too many crazy chances being created. Just the back and forth, as you mentioned, and you know, no one kind of putting their hand up and trying to make something of it. It's of course it's only game 1, so you know we can't be too judgmental of things so far.
Yeah, still plenty of a way to go, plenty of improving to happen. DRZ looking to get that ball forward, 10 seconds on the clock. Last series we had a game 1 overtime, that was 0-0, this is 1-1, so at least we had some form of goals before. Now teams have shown us they are capable of scoring them. OLS looking to get us something on that, it's actually beaten to it by Teaser. Ball hits the ground in that blue corner, we are going to overtime. Is anyone being that?
Yeah, of course, that golden goal. Oh, very close to the crossbar there as well. OLS, but Teaser keeping it out. Instinct being quiet as well on this Astro team. Haven't really seen much since that attempt at a floor pinch. Otherwise, Instinct hasn't put in too much. Of course, Bobo, I think, definitely in the man of the match on this orange side. They're decent saves and a couple of shots on as well. Then other than that, you know, maybe lacklusterness from this Astro Zenith team. Of course, it is 1 apiece here, so we can't really say that. Of Fort Templar Academy as well, playing superbly well. DRZ on that side doing incredibly well. And then, of course, you know, maybe D-Lynch. Well, D-Lynch does have 3 shots, so he has tried to apply pressure up front. And, of course, I guess OLS maybe has been quite at the back.
Yeah, a little bit quiet.
I was going to say, how long did that previous overtime last for?
Oh, I was going to say not as long as this one, but
okay.
Then I can't really remember. I think it was a minute and a half, so about the sort of stage we were getting. That probably I'd say about average for overtimes. Instinct trying to launch this one long, trying to make this one last definitely as long as the one I just said. Teaser's knocking it the opposite direction. It's over DRZ. D-Lynch able to make the save, knock that ball forward. It's knocked down though awkwardly. It's over the bar. Fort Templar side, they're trying to get chances. They farmed them early on in the game, but they've sort of struggled ever since then. That falls back into the centre. DRZ's missed it. Teaser, no such mistake, locks it long. Teaser looking to get it in the corner. He has. OLS does win the 50 though. Instinct tracking back. OLS will be chasing him. D-Lynch and DRZ now on the retreat. Ball's just pinging about. It's a game of ping pong. Neither of these teams want to lose. It looks like one of them has to, and it looked like it was going to be Fort Templar there. For OLS was able to make an expert save. That's well wide. Bobo's just missing it. DRZ with a chance to shoot. That's actually a great block. Almost getting it in at the second time of asking from the 50. Both teams seemingly just, they look like they're centimetres from conceding, but they're just both holding on.
And Instinct almost did score earlier. Would have sent Astro Zenith ahead with the lead. Then, of course, that got kept out comfortably. So now again, we're getting to the 7.5 minute mark of total playtime. Much longer overtime than what you experienced previously. And both these teams, they're fighting. Their Instinct keeping it out from DRZ. very close here indeed. Teaser with the ball, pushing it out wide. Oh, I mean, we might get another 5-minute game here. Let's see what's going to happen. D-Lynch there with the crucial save. Yeah, best of 7 with long overtimes. There is not much better in this world.
Yeah, OLS looking to take this one. He has, going up for the ceiling touch, not going to get it. DRZ with a chance to shoot, that needs saving. Teaser's able to make it. No one following through for the blue team. Teaser was looking for the bump. D-Lynch has missed it. OLS is in position. He's let that ball run though. But he's able to eventually make the save. Touch backwards from Bobo. Could get awkward here. Thankfully Instinct able to touch it into Teaser. Teaser to knock it away. Instinct again. Chance to hit it forward again. Might pass it into Bobo, the third man perhaps. What's going to happen? It's 3.5 minutes. We're in for the long haul here, Muzz.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Teaser doing such a phenomenal job at the back for Astro Zenith, just being quite a solid third man, not even really being the fly keeper, doesn't come out that much, keeps out the ball, already has 6 saves to his name. And so FT Academy, oh well, there it is, Bobo.
Yeah, he sort of squeezes it in there. DRZ lets it run over him. That's a big mistake, and he ends up hitting it backwards towards his own net. Oh dear, his team must be pretty frustrated for him with that performance. As Astro Zenith, they've sort of mugged him there, stolen that victory away in game number 1. After a long, hard-fought battle for Templar Academy, they raced out of the blocks. First minute and a half, it looked like they were going to absolutely dominate the game, but slowly but surely, Astro Zenith pulled their way back into it. We're able to find both the goals. Bobo with both of them. They take game number 1.
Yeah, and just very unfortunate that the NDRZ not able to close that gap between himself and Bobo. And then, of course, as you mentioned, conceding, of course, an overtime goal in such a late overtime as well. But, you want to be able to try rush up sometimes onto those attackers, close their space, and not give them too much room to get into your face. And then, of course, DRZ was still backflipping and trying to now recover. And, of course, that didn't happen for them. So, yeah, there we go. For Templar Academy going up by 1. No, sorry, Astro Zenith going up by 1 in our best of 7. Yeah, so for Templar Academy, what can they do? Yeah, I think they need to find a bit more life in them, possibly their Blue Wolf, between OLS and D-Lynch. Not as much vigor as I would like to have come out from them. Bobo, Lick, and Instinct were playing superbly well here on this Astro Zenith team. And we're going to see if for Templar Academy can maybe mimic that play and just come back with a bit of life in this game too.
Yeah, as some people earlier might have been watching the best of 7s, thinking this is one, this isn't. This is a best of 5. So not quite as much of a buffer for the Fort Templar Academy squad. They need to get back into this one. It's sharpish. D-Lynch trying to take this one under his wing, gets demoed by Teaser, lands in the box. That should have been a goal. Instinct, but OLS reads him like a book, makes an expert save. It still might go in though. Bobo looking to thread the needle between the two defenders. D-Lynch able to come up and make the save. Instinct up in the air now, trying to hit this one off the ground, not going to. It's OLS to sweep it long, falls for Bobo on the halfway line, gets the touch under the wall. D-Lynch to centre. D-Lynch for the double touch perhaps. No, he misses it. DRZ able to not really do much with it. Hits it over the bar where it's then cleared by the orange players. At the moment, incredibly back and forth, and I'm shocked again that we have not seen an opening goal yet.
Yeah, both these teams not able to really find the back of the net in the early segments of the game. Unlike previous series we've watched where you can kind of find a goal coming in the first 25 seconds. That 4.5 minute mark usually. DRZ shot and it get kept out. Bobo doing a phenomenal job at the back as usual. Usually it's Teaser as that kind of fly keeper, but I think everyone here on this Astro Zenith team, Bobo with the goal, ended the last game, starts this game.
Yeah, Bobo just absolutely completely fakes out the defender, breaks his legs, and OLS is not able to squeeze across and make the save in the end. 3.5 minutes gone. This time, instead of Fort Templar, it is going to be Astro Zenith who take the early advantage here. Nice touch there by Instinct, well read by DRZ. Instinct going to get a touch on there. It's hit well, not going in. No, OLS is able to squeeze the clearance away. DRZ misses it in the air. Bobo, he's got himself in all kinds of bother there, got his feet twisted, and Instinct able to calm it down, get that ball away. Nervy times here in terms of both teams' defense. There's definitely mistakes creeping in between the two sides. Perhaps victim fatigue. They played a lot of Rocket League despite having only played one game of the series. OLS, that's a sharp shot.
Finally, we are seeing OLS kind of wake up a little bit in this game. Beautiful infield pass there coming from D Lynch, and OLS on the end of it finds the nose and gets it past the orange defender. So finally, for Templar Academy here, finding the back of the net and doing some dangerous work here. But of course, a lot of time left, and Astro Zenith definitely can't be kept out. You know how incredibly well they play. You mentioned D Lynch earlier. Definitely want to see if you know, he does come to the party, or if it's going to be that kind of 50-50 coming out from him in the series.
Balls hanging around the Astro Zenith penalty area, so to speak. His instinct looking to try and get a touch on it. Teaser gets it off the wall. DRZ looks to flick it downwards to OLS. He's been probably the best player on the server so far, maybe Bobo, the only person who can really make a claim to that title. Speaking of Teaser, OLS and him go up for the shot. Not gonna happen. It's over. Teaser's actually just blocked it. He understands his teammate's shot wasn't powerful enough. That one almost was. D-Lynch with the save ended up just pushing it just wide of the post. OLS has missed that one. D-Lynch has not. Puts it into the corner where Instinct's able to calm it down a little bit. Try and get the nerves back at them. Get their nerve back at the moment, because it seems both teams playing a little bit frantically here at the moment, and that's just going to result in teams leaking goals like that one.
Yeah, Instinct there, after taking such decent shots in the previous game, finally finds himself at the back of the net, which is good to see. So Astro Zenith here taking the lead, getting very close to the business end of this game. And I definitely think Astro... Oh, Instinct, okay, well there we go, there's the third. Straight off the kickoff.
Straight off the kickoff, why not? Instinct able to find it. 3-1 the score. OLS was tantalizingly close to being able to make that one work. Not able to squeeze it in. So we are back in the kickoff. D-Lynch versus Instinct. No shenanigans this time, unless Teaser's able to score directly there. He might have done it, he has! He spoke too soon.
Oh my goodness. Well, Astro Zenith now running away with this Blue Wolf. Teaser, they're coming in from that left-hand side. Beautiful goal. Pops it into the right-hand corner. D Lynch not there, able to get across the goal, and kind of they just find in Fort Templar Academy's defense wanting at the back. Well, up by 3. Definitely think that's going to clinch game 2, and as you said, best of 5. So, you know, one more game essentially here for Astro to take. And they can go through to the Champion Sunday, as you mentioned. Oh, close there for Teaser's shot, though didn't go in. A 5th would be nice. Bobo, aerial control. Oh, the play.
Wow. What else can you say? Astro Zenith, they managed to open the floodgate, slide the balls in. Bobo League with that one. Twisting and turning, spinning in the air. No one able to stop that ball finding its mark within the net. We restart with the Fort Templar Academy side looking exceptionally defeated. It would be game point to the Astro Zenith squad. You can't begrudge them. They've come out fighting in this game number 2 and showed us that they definitely deserve their game 1 victory. Bobo in the air again, looking to try and complete a hat-trick. Not able to do so. It's not long. OLS up for it. D-Lynch versus DRZ. Instinct able to get it. Sorry, not D-Lynch. It's Instinct versus DRZ. D-Lynch versus DRZ would be a bit weird considering they're on the same team.
Indeed, it would be. But yeah, I think, you know, if we can, you know, I think Fort Templar Academy would like to get to game 3. Let's see if they can potentially look at a reverse sweep. You know, see if they can chat, you know, in that Discord call, see what they can muster, find a bit of morale and motivation, and, you know, kind of see what the weaknesses are here on this Astro Zenith team and see if they can poke into it. You know, Tease at the back's been so instrumental. You got to try to block out that fly keeper. Of course, Bobo pretty decent and tough at the back as well. You know, how do you kind of get past these orange players?
Don't know. Fort Templar, they seem to have cracked the key early on in game number 1. They were the team with majority possession, majority of the shots. Ever since then, it's looked like Astro Zenith all the way. D-Lynch with a chance to get a goal at the end. Not going to happen. It's not long. Hits the ground. Astro Zenith take game number 2. Definitive fashion here. They want to go into the upper bracket. They want to get to be the team on top going into Championship Sunday. At the moment, it looks like they will be for Templar Academy. You know, since they don't really have their tournament lives on the line, you do worry a little bit. They might just let their heads drop in this final game and let this one slip through their fingers.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's almost like tactical to like let's just fall down to the losers bracket. Let's see who we're gonna have to face. Of course, we've seen last win there, Nameless Paradox. Let's push till tomorrow. Maybe let's get a good night's rest. There's only one more game really separating these teams from kind of winning and losing. Of course, Astro now with the match point. I almost wonder if it's not just a move to get for Templar Academy to kind of fall down to the losers bracket and maybe just rest and recoup a bit.
Looks like we might be headed for a substitution. We did have a player leave the server. It was D-Lynch. Maybe subbing himself out. I think he's the captain of a lot of teams. I don't know if he's the captain of this one, though.
He's back. Here he is.
Maybe car change. Classic car change. He was in that lovely Emerald Fennec before. It'd be interesting to see if he still is. Let me just check. Nope, still in the Emerald Fennec. Don't know what that was. Maybe got the both disconnected. Was that fixed? It's hard to tell. But he's back here now. That's what matters, was, and we're back into game number 3.
Yeah. Well, let's see what's going to happen. Of course, Astro with the series point. Definitely everything on the line for Templar. Talking about D-Lynch really takes an early shot. That's good for Templar to have that on their cards. Haven't seen them play too many early shots and attempts at goal previously, so that's good for them. It's a nice car that D-Lynch is in. I love the color though.
It's very pretty. Speaking of someone from the Emerald Isle, I love seeing emerald colors. Don't mind the purple too. The purple Fennec. Able to find that goal was OLS, picking the ball up in his own half, jumps over one, spins over the second, able to slot home into an empty net, then did all the hard work, able to just tap that ball into the net. 1-0 after 40 seconds. It might be repeated game number 1 here. We have seen Fort Templar Academy take the lead.
Yeah, you love it when there's good aerial control like that, just decent mechanical control. I mean, you mentioned previously this is the first division, these lads are good. OLS gain. Oh, there it is. Picks up a second. Well, this is definitely a new Fort Templar Academy.
Yeah, sweet. Looks unlikely now, considering it's a 2-0 advantage to the Fort Templar side. You're fighting from being 2-0 down. OLS, star player of the server, perhaps. He's definitely the star player in this game, number 3. Both the early goals going to his credit. We have kicked off again. It seems like Astro Zenith need to shake themselves off, give themselves a big slap in the face to try and get back into this series.
Yeah, and I mean, now we're potentially looking at the big reverse sweep. D-Lynch with a flick. Oh, close.
Oh, what a double save. Teaser and Bubble with each of them. That's absolutely crazy stuff. And now they're going down the other end. OLS cutting across, so stopping us from having something to shout about in terms of the opposite side. Higher Astro Zenith, not 3-0 down.
Yeah, no, I mean, D-Lynch there, that was phenomenal. That was going to be such a gorgeous flick. They're kept out, double commit. They're coming up from Astro Zenith. They kind of maybe feeling a little desperate. We do know, of course, that Teaser and Bobo are so decent there at the back. So, they kept it out for now, but I mean, they are trailing still by 2 goals. Definitely need to find a way to get back into this. OLS, though, picks up a hat-trick.
Why not score a hat-trick? Why not pull your team back into it? Doing all the work himself, able to score the goals, able to single-handedly pull his team through this. D-Lynch has been good in terms of defense. He's been the main offensive live wire. So once again adds to his reputation. That's a case of holding on, not giving this Astro Zenith side any room to work with. The Astro Zenith side have scored 5 in the previous games. They're capable of scoring. Probably should have scored there. OLS with a routine save to make in the end. That ball is going to be knocked across. Teaser trying to touch it down. Here comes Bobble. Doesn't get that aerial. So 3 minutes on the clock. It looks like game 4 is inevitable now.
Oh yeah, no, this is inevitable. Decent kind of maybe the potential to reverse sweep coming at you for Templar Academy. And on the back of OLS. Wow, 4-time goal scorer. Jeez.
It's a Candyman. You speak his name and he will show up. He scored 4 times here. Seems like time with speaking his name 3 times. Half the game gone. 702 points. Hopefully he gets over that 1,000 mark. Would love to see it. And it shows you amount of dedication, time and effort he's put into this series. Bob was looking to win this aerial. Hits it in towards the centre. Instinct accidentally hits it onto his teammate. Teaser the chance to shoot. Excellent save by DRZ. Shot again by Bobble. Easily done by D-Lynch. Flicked on DRZ. Here's OLS, sorry, not able to make anything from that. Things are getting a little bit tense in terms of Astro Zenith. They don't want to lose this one by a lot, and then they're trying to balance, going all out attack while also trying to keep the score respectable and not end up just getting absolutely dominated.
I like that, keeping the score respectable. I mean, you are trailing by 4, but the goal difference really at this point isn't going to matter. And OLS with the 5 times, jeez Louise. I mean, this guy's just prolific right now. Gets a beautiful touch on the wall that D-Lynch sends it back into the midfield. Beautiful 1-2 play from the Fort Templar Academy, and that's the type of communication that you really love to see.
2 minutes on the clock, 2 minutes to get the 1,000 points. He needs 150 more. I think going to be taking the ball down the other end. He might get a goal here. He has. Just absolutely snuck in. Don't know what the defense was doing.
Oh, DRZ was beaten, so that's 1. And then no one was home. Double commit there. D-Lynch also bumped into OLS, but I mean, again, they weren't forward facing, so not really prepared. Maybe had gone and got a bit greedy, went for a boost possibly.
It doesn't matter now. They have scored the goal. Now OLS going to make some saves. He's down 937 points now. I think he's definitely going to get over that line. He's up in the air, hits the pass to D-Lynch. D-Lynch hits it over the bar. It's going to be knocked down. The teaser stops it in its drop. Instinct to shoot. Nope, leaves it for Bobo. He sort of goes underneath it a bit weirdly there. Teaser ends up going in. Wins that 50 just about. OLS waiting in the centre. Flicks a goal bound, but it's instantly blocked by Bobo. They're going to follow it the opposite direction. Gets a flick on. Teaser at the left. Does get the ball. Receives it eventually. Going to try and flick this one in. Drops down well. It's flicked on. OLS makes the first save. The second one was from DRZ. That takes him over that 1,000 point threshold. What a performance.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think that there were 7 shots altogether on the side of Astro Zenith, even though they've only scored 1 goal. They've just absolutely been kept out by this Fort Templar Academy side. Shot after shot, they're coming up from Instinct and Teaser, and then it's not able to convert those. Whereas OLS has had such a phenomenal time. Beautiful purple Fennec we were referring to earlier, but he's done such incredible work there up front in that striking position. With half a minute remaining here, definitely think it's going to be Fort Templar Academy, as we do see DRZ there with a beautiful goal, runs it all the way down that lateral side of the field. Oh, Instinct. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, might be stealing a bit of the thunder there of OLS. The first person to score for Fort Templar Academy this game, that is OLS. That's a little bit of a fun statistic for you. Slowed down a little bit since crossing the 1,000 point margin, so thankfully he was able to scramble over it. So now him and his team are just holding on for the remaining 15 seconds, maybe looking to score another. They might concede one, so OLS is able to make the save there, flicks the ball on. DRZ can dribble very well, hits it over the bar, tries to knock it down for his teammate D-Lynch, but the ball's knocked away. It will hit the ground. We will be going to game number 4.
My goodness, yeah. OLS, was outscoring, outperforming basically almost every player on the field. Has more points, than the whole of Astro. And you could tack on D-Lynch there maybe as well, and then you might end up getting OLS. So phenomenal play there. 5 goals came out. Depends though, Blue Wolf. Astro again are just series points away from winning. So this was maybe a bit of a flash in the pan for Fort Templar, because they do still need to overcome Game 4 as well.
And it is worth saying as well that, if OLS hadn't popped off there, we could be sitting here thinking, wow, AstraZeneca, not AstraZeneca, that's a vaccine. AstraZeneca were able to sweep this one. If OLS, if he slows down even half as much, maybe AstraZeneca, they might be able to take this one. I think you can't play against someone who's able to score 5 goals and make 3 saves in such quick succession. It's just not going to happen. I think there is definitely a way for AstraZeneca to go on and win this next game.
Yeah, I agree. That sentiment is straight on. If OLS even takes his foot slightly off the pedal, it it's not going to allow for Templar Academy to be able to get this reverse sweep. And I think Astro Zenith, they can also take advantage of that. And there's possibly a bit of a target on the back of OLS as well. So we need to be looking out possibly for the bumps in the demos. See if there's someone maybe committed to almost being a hitman on the back of OLS, and see if he's not going to get targeted and kind of chased around the field. Then we might naturally see Fort Templar just struggling a bit.
Do wonder, I wouldn't say do that now, I'd say you've still got a 1-game buffer. If he goes absolutely ham in this game again, okay, you do that game 5. For game 4, I'd say just try and play your own way, see if it's just a fluke, see if he slows down a little bit, see if you're able to get in behind, get those goals, start strong here. So you started weak last time, you went 3-0 down incredibly quickly. Can't have that again. They're on the back foot here at the moment. Bobble's going to be leaving that one for Teaser, or for Instinct, sorry, he's up on the ceiling. Getting a couple touches, OLS with a chance to shoot. Going to be dragged wide. Teaser's going to hit it. No, he's not. Instinct's going to have to hit it. He does. No boost, though, no momentum. The shot is going to be wide from D-Lynch. Teaser doesn't know that. Just takes it safely away. OLS comes flying through, but the 50 is won by Teaser. DRZ to take things under control. It's won by Bobo. Demo by OLS. Instinct's going to be chasing that one. D-Lynch is able to get there first. Bobo might have a little bit of trouble here. No, he won't. So 1 minute gone. Both teams having a fair share of the ball. Not really a great deal threatening chances being created as of yet, though.
No, and D-Lynch able to get a lot more touches onto the ball this time around, playing the ball down into the midfield usually. And then, of course, we did see that earlier demo onto Teaser as well. So, for Templar Academy, definitely starting off much slower this time around. And OLS not popping off, as the kids would say, just yet. But of course there's a lot of time to score 5 goals in 3 minutes, but maybe the 0-0 overtime that we did mention earlier could happen here in game 4 would definitely make for a bit of a cracker of a final game to a series if we do get a 0-0 overtime between both these teams. I think it's going to be definitely much more hotly contested for this game 4.
It'd be surprising based on what we've seen in terms of the amount of goals we've had. Game's certainly leveled up since the, 5-minute overtime we had earlier?
Yeah.
We are still running in this one. DRZ with a chance to shoot. It's knocked off the ceiling, landing for D-Lynch. He almost has that ball stolen from him. Thankfully, he still has it under his wing. Instinct to hit. It's going to be wide. OLS grabs it, looking to hit this one off the ceiling. He's dribbling with it. Gets it over to Teaser. Not enough boost to really get it any further. He's going to be chasing it, though. Bobble gets past one, but DRZ is able to come on sliding through and steal that ball. Instinct knocks it away. OLS once again have another chance to dribble. He's just been mugged. Too much confidence. He was the king last game, but he's just been killed there.
Yeah. Gets an awkward touch then, and of course doesn't really get any control of that ball. Just, rather rebounds off the nose and allows Teaser just to jump up and say thank you so much for the loose ball. And of course you can't really allow for loose balls at the back, especially in such a tight series as this one. So Teaser takes full advantage of that, and you can go from 0 to 0 quite quickly, and I do think OLS is going to feel a little sad about that. So only 1 goal up ahead here. Astro definitely a lot of work still to do, because we know this Fort Templar Academy team is able to kind of just completely crawl out the woodwork and turn on when they need to. But we're getting very close to the business end of this game, and if you do need to turn on, you actually better do it right now.
Yeah, not a whole lot of rope left in terms of this series. OLS and co scramble away back into this one. Speaking of OLS, he's in possession now, trying to take control, take things under his wing. He's not going to do so. D-Lynch gets the touch on, but Bobo's back able to make the save. It's a bad miss by Instinct. It's across the net. Teaser's there to save. D-Lynch doesn't get a touch because Bobo gets there first. OLS up in the air, knocks it along. Instinct might get the ball stolen from him by DRZ. He doesn't. It's a triple commit. Oh dear, he can't do that. D-Lynch wasn't facing the right way. He wasn't expecting it. What a passing play. No goal being found though. DRZ just over the bar. And OLS drags it well wide. D-Lynch will try and make this attack eventually fruitful, but it is going to be thwarted once and for all by this Astro Zenith side, who looked like they were on the ropes there.
OLS needed to sink that ball. It was set up so perfectly by DRZ, just getting onto that backboard and then of course just sending a wide. Very unfortunate there for the Fennec driver. Well, you know what, Astro, Zenith, you know, they've got this for the moment in the bag. They're going to be quite happy, of course. Astro Allegiance as well just beat Irrelevant Crimson, so Astro Allegiance teams tonight playing incredibly well. We're going to see if Astro Zenith can, of course, be like their counterparts and pick up the W here as well. Looks like that so far. They literally just have to hold on for 10 more seconds.
Oh, great touch. Takes it under the defender. Might just be enough. 3 seconds on the clock. DRZ. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. He's hit it quite hard. It's into OLS. They've done it. They've equalized. We're going to overtime.
I might just keep quiet now. Like right now. Oh my goodness. You know, Blue Wolf, just when you kind of hyping them up, you're saying Astro Allegiance is doing so well. They've got their counterparts on another stream, you know, playing phenomenal Rocket League. They've got this. OOS takes the 0-0 time and says, I'm going to score. I need to force the OT.
Might just be seeing this OLS side still, or not OLS side, the Astro Zenith side. They might still get the victory here. It is overtime, of course. They didn't lose. We could be going to a game 5 though, which would be a shock considering in 0 seconds. It looked like we were definitely going the way of Astro Zenith. The ball is still hanging about in the half of the Fort Templar Academy. Bobble was looking for the bump. He scored in the last overtime we were in. Might he get one here? DRZ on the backboard gets a touch. It's a shot from Instinct. It's painfully wide though. Bobble takes it up in the air. It's dropping down. He's trying to hit this into his teammates. He has. That's a backflip from Teaser. Never really going to go in, was it? That ball's still sitting in this blue half. It's still chance after chance. The pinch comes through. Instinct with it. Touches it over too, but thankfully DRZ's there at the back. Able to keep them in this series. Teaser's going to be trying to challenge him. This is out though. Instinct gets it the second time. Vaskin gets the block as well. That ball's going into an empty net. Oh, OLS, I thought he had it, but somehow it's gone in. OLS giveth and OLS taketh away.
Oh my goodness, beautiful play there coming out from Instinct. Just gets the pinch pass, D-Lynch as well, and OLS trying to scramble back on defense, not able to put that in. And I guess I don't look like a fool right now. Astro Zenith do join their Allegiance counterparts in going through this evening. Very, very tightly contested a series here, Blue Wolf. 3-1. Oh my goodness, this was edge of your seats type of play here. OLS had a phenomenal game 3 there, did so superbly well, 5 goals just to his name, and then I guess fell off maybe a bit here, you know, 2 shots only, 3 saves, so ended up being a lot more defensive as opposed to that previous game. And yeah, Astro Zenith, they take it.
Yeah, Astro Zenith with a deserved performance in the end, apart from that one aberration with OLS. Well, let's say the 2. Let's say the goal at the very end of regulation. Crazy stuff. The kind of series that leaves you worried for tomorrow when you've got 2 more games to cast. But that's going to conclude my evening here tonight on this stream. Still plenty of action to come across this weekend, and I think still one more game today. Let me check the stream schedule. Here on the B stream, we have got one more game, Muzz. You'll be taking it with Simdog. Can you tell me a bit about what's coming up?
Yes, sir. So myself and Simdog, we are going to be checking out the losers bracket round 2 of Div 1. That's starting pretty soon here, 10:15. And yeah, should be able to finalize everything on the B stream here. A stream, we also have the Greybeard and Herbie. They're casting right now. They're on 10:15 games. So finishing off the evening strong, Blue Wolf, with a lot of Rocket League, but it's definitely been exciting, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's going to be goodbye from me. Enjoy the rest of the evening, guys.